Not too long ago, the Honor Magic 6 Pro was hailed as 2024's best smartphone in terms of cameras. But that title was rather short-lived as Huawei just stole the crown with its new Pura70 Ultra. Although, in our opinion, the Magic 6 Pro still looks like it can put up a fight against the new Huawei flagship. So today, in this comparison review, we are going to find out which one is the better pick between the two. Not just in terms of cameras, but in every aspect that makes a good smartphone stand out. What up guys, Miguel here from Yugatech, and let's dive in. As a 2024 flagship, we can expect an updated design aesthetic with new offerings, and that goes true for both devices. The Huawei Pura70 Ultra opts for a fashion-forward design aesthetic, evident with its triangular camera island at the back. This setup also sees the X-Mage moniker, which we'll be talking more about later. On the other hand, the Honor Magic 6 Pro gets a more symmetrical look with its centered Falcon camera system. It surely is a massive camera bump with a combination of shapes giving it a unique look. There's a circular top where the lenses are placed, and it blends down to the squarish base where we can see a more reflective finish. Both phones come with vegan leather options if you fancy not just a premium look, but also a more textured feel. Each back panel also has a different design, with the Pura70 Ultra featuring its starry design pattern and the Magic 6 Pro highlighting a more authentic leather pattern. You can also choose a glass back option for the Magic 6 Pro if leather isn't your cup of tea. Both phones come with their own protective cases. The Pura70 Ultra comes with a rather loud plastic case that shows off the new Pura design monogram. Its color scheme also complements that of the phone. Meanwhile, the Magic 6 Pro comes with the usual transparent jelly case. Furthermore, both phones get an IP68 rating for dust and water resistance, meaning you can dunk these phones under fresh water in a depth of 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. In the design department, the Pura70 Ultra and the Magic 6 Pro are both visually striking for sure, making build and design a tie. Moving on to display. Both devices sport similar specs with 6.8-inch LTPO OLED displays, 120Hz refresh rates, and both panels get slight curves on all sides. Yes, even the corners are slightly curved. This is somewhat better than the overly used curved-sided display panels we see in the market today, which can lead to some unwanted glare in our opinion. But with these new kinds of display panels, like with the Pura70 Ultra and the Magic 6 Pro, we're happy to report no glare on their edges and sides. Something users can definitely notice is the pill-shaped notch on the Magic 6 Pro. It is designed that way to add space for housing a 3D depth camera alongside its selfie camera. This surely helps for more accurate Face ID biometrics, while the Pura70 Ultra is left with a simple punch-hole selfie camera. What sets the Pura70 Ultra apart is its higher all-screen peak brightness at 2,500 nits. Compare that to the 1,600 nits on the Magic 6 Pro, while the latter mentions a 5,000 nits HDR peak brightness. This only applies when watching HDR content. Regardless, both displays will still be visible under direct sunlight, but expect the Pura70 Ultra to give users an easier time outdoors. For added protection, both the Pura70 Ultra and Magic 6 Pro get Crystal Armor Kunlun Glass and Nano Crystal Shield, respectively. In this area, the Pura70 Ultra almost gets the point for its higher peak brightness. But, in our opinion, having a higher peak brightness doesn't really add that much utility, especially if we're mostly using our phones indoors. Not to mention, with really bright panels on phones nowadays, we're more used to setting brightness to low. So again, both phones tie up for display. For performance, the Honor Magic 6 Pro certainly has the advantage. It boasts the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset built on a 4nm process node, and it can reach up to 3.3 GHz clock speeds. The Huawei Pura70 Ultra, on the other hand, equips the in-house Huawei Kirin 9010 chipset. On paper, this is noticeably less powerful than the competition despite its flagship reputation. For reference, the Kirin 9010 runs on a 7nm process node and can only reach up to 2.3 GHz clock speeds. While the Pura70 Ultra's performance in real-world use cases is more than acceptable, it's undeniable that the Magic 6 Pro can absolutely throw more punches with its faster and more efficient chipset. In fact, our benchmark results show the significant gap between the two chipsets. In Antutu tests, the Magic 6 Pro surpasses the Pura70 Ultra with double the score at over 1,600,000. The latter is only left with an 880,000 score. In Geekbench and even PCMark, the Magic 6 Pro once again surpasses the Pura70 Ultra by a lot for multi-core and performance scores. With that, the Honor Magic 6 Pro takes the lead thanks to its superior processing power. Let's now move on to the main event: cameras. Like we said in our full review of the HUAWEI Pura70 Ultra, its triple rear cameras are easily one of the best setups on a smartphone today. We get a 50 megapixel 1-inch pop-out main sensor and supports sensor shift optical image stabilization. There's also a 40 megapixel ultra-wide and another 50 megapixel periscopic telephoto macro camera that also supports optical image stabilization. As for the Magic 6 Pro, it boasts a triple camera setup and it's really something out of the ordinary. A 50 megapixel main with dual aperture capable of f1.4 to 2.0 with OIS, another 50 megapixel ultra-wide, and a whopping 180 megapixel periscopic telephoto camera with OIS as well. I mean, this was once a camera king, so naturally it comes with high-level camera prowess. On paper, the Magic 6 Pro clearly has the edge, right? No. Like we always say, a higher megapixel count does not always equate to better image quality. Not to mention, the Magic 6 Pro's telephoto sensor only goes up to a 50x digital zoom compared to the Pura70 Ultra's 100x. At the front, the Magic 6 Pro gets a 50 megapixel selfie shooter and the Pura70 Ultra only gets a 13 megapixel one. So technically, the former should be able to put out more detail for selfies. Going back to the rear cameras, both phones output nice images with sharp detail and good contrast. But for the most part, the Pura70 Ultra tends to have the better exposure levels and colors, and with a physically adjustable aperture as well, we have the freedom to optimize the depth of field or bokeh for different scenarios. Additionally, the Pura70 Ultra gets several AI-enabled features in processing like sharper zoom shots and the ability to capture fast-moving subjects with Snapshot. Not to mention, it adds the HUAWEI XMage system that can stimulate pro camera outputs. With that said, the Pura70 Ultra evens out the match with its notable AI features and overall camera system. Battery-wise, the Magic 6 Pro packs a bigger 5,600 mAh unit, while the Pura70 Ultra sports a 5,200 mAh capacity. The bigger the battery, the longer it should supposedly last. But lo and behold, the Pura70 Ultra outlasted the Magic 6 Pro, being able to pump out 15 hours and 33 minutes of battery life as compared to the latter's 14 hours and 28 minutes. It's not that big of a difference. However, the Pura70 Ultra has faster charging capabilities to boot. It supports up to 100-watt wired charging and 80 watts of wireless charging. The Magic 6 Pro gets a tad bit slower 80-watt wired and 66-watt wireless charging. In this segment, the point goes to the Pura70 Ultra with its faster charging and surprisingly longer battery life. Software-wise, the Magic 6 Pro runs on Magic OS 8 based on Android 14, while the Pura70 Ultra runs on EMUI 14.2 on top of the unspecified Android version. With core Google apps baked in, the Magic 6 Pro has the upper hand as all your favorite apps are readily available without any hassle. While we commend the improvements made on the HUAWEI app gallery, we still find some minor inconvenience when sideloading some of the apps through the app gallery. For connectivity, this is somewhat of a weird case for the Pura70 Ultra, which inherently supports 5G connectivity. In China, we were able to connect the phone with their local 5G network, but that doesn't seem to be the case here in the Philippines, as it's only limited to 4G LTE. It's quite a bummer, especially since this is a flagship model with a hefty price tag. As for the Magic 6 Pro, you won't have any problems using 5G, be it a physical SIM or an eSIM. The phone has got it all covered, so in this department, the Magic 6 Pro takes the point. Alright, let's wrap this up by answering the question, which one should you get? With all that's been discussed, both phones are equally deserving of your attention, albeit with pros and cons in different areas. But the real value for money here goes to the Honor Magic 6 Pro, priced at only 59,999 pesos. For the price, you get a flagship packing more horsepower thanks to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset. This is likely to be the better choice overall, especially for those who prioritize raw performance. The Honor Magic 6 Pro surely offers more bang for your buck in that regard. Now, when it comes to god-tier camera performance, the HUAWEI Pura70 Ultra is your best contender. As a matter of fact, the Pura70 Ultra has the best cameras on a smartphone based on the current DxOMark rankings at the time of this recording. However, it comes in a pricier package of 79,999 pesos. The Honor Magic 6 Pro in its own right is still a capable shooter. It once held the title for a reason. After all, the rankings are just numbers, and with that impressive camera setup on a smartphone at a significantly lower price, our limitation would only be our creativity. So, which one would you choose? Are you Team Honor or Team HUAWEI? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. But if you found this video informative, educational, or fun, be sure to smack that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit that bell icon so you get notified of our future uploads. Be sure to visit yugatech.com and follow us on our socials, that is Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok, for the latest tech news and reviews. Once again, this has been Miguel, and I'll see ya in the next one. Cheers.